So what's it really like to rent a camper van by yourself? Well, I just spent 10 days in this RoadSurfer rental along with my dog Lexi, and now that I'm home, I wanted to give you the truth about solo camper van rental travel. Some of the fun parts of this video were filmed inside my RoadSurfer van towards the end of my 10 days, and you'll find plenty of highlights from our adventures out on the road to give you a full picture of van life. Please know this is not a polished dealer tour. This is a real-life rental van vlog. The ups, the downs, and what it's like to rent a camper van solo with your dog by your side. So let's go on in and see for ourselves. I'm Bing from Wonder Bing Travel is my business, and I equip and inspire women to solo road trip and to seek freedom and wonder while they're doing it. So that is really what I'm all about. So this has been a new experience for us. Lexi and I are in day 9 of 10 on our van trip, which started in Salt Lake City and is going to end in Salt Lake City. So we're in Park City, which isn't very far away, after making a giant loop. And I'm going to give you a tour of the van and then also where we've been. Let me start by saying that this is a RoadSurfer van. RoadSurfer is a company that is a European company. They just recently expanded into the US, telling you a little bit more about it. It's called the Couple Condo. In my case, my couple is Lexi and me. It is big enough for 2 people, but it's been just great for 1 and a dog. So let's give you a little bit of a tour here and show you what it looks like. It does have a queen size bed. This is the bed here. There are 2, and there is a walkway in the middle. So that would all be 1 queen size bed. So obviously this is Lexi's bed over here, and that is mine. Cushions move, there's storage underneath, and there's lots of storage up high too. So we have used a lot of this storage. This is just one of the models. They have other ones that are set up differently and that are a little bit bigger. This is a smaller one. The bathroom is in the back. So there is a lot of storage back here though. I have cupboards that go all the way down. There is a toilet, and this whole thing is actually a shower. So you can shut the curtain. There's a curtain here. It goes all the way around and shuts you off. The toilet is part of the shower though. It does get wet, which is no big deal. So they do provide you with a kitchen box for an extra fee. I really didn't need that stuff because I had a lot of my own things. The kitchen, probably my favorite part, is just not having to deal with, all the tenting stuff, is that you have a sink. Let me move my goodies here. You have a sink. The top of it doubles as a cutting board, and then you have your sink there. You can turn the water on and off. I think I have it off right now. So it has the 2 burners, and it has not a lot of counter space, but it was enough to work with. And when you're not cooking, you get all this extra space here, and windows. And then down here you have microwave, which only works if you're connected to shore power or if you have the generator on, and a couple extra drawers. And then here, a decent sized refrigerator, and the fridge runs all the time. So that's not a concern. It is, as long as the electricity is on in the van, which you can, you turn it on when you first get your van, and then you just kind of leave it on all the time. And then in the front, the cockpit, I guess you could call it, 2 captain's chairs. It has, all the bells and whistles. It has navigation. It has Apple CarPlay, so I really didn't need anything else. It even comes with shades for the front, so you can cover the windows at night. And then all of these windows, as you can see, this one over here is already zipped up and shut because the heat was coming through and making it really warm. And then this one on the other side has the window, so I had that open. It also has a television, which I haven't used at all because that's just not really my thing, and lots of lighting options. So I love that, there's overhead lighting, there's lights you can push on for the bathroom, for every area. It's really been great. From cozy nights in the van to lazy mornings in the campsite, or even cooking simple meals and discovering beautiful places I wouldn't have reached otherwise, this little home on wheels gave us freedom and comfort on the road. Some of the things that I've loved about the van is that it has been freezing out here up in the mountains, where we've spent 95% of our time.
there were nights where it was in the 20s and the 30s, and I was incredibly happy to have propane heat. So the van has a propane tank, so I have heat. I also have a stove. It has a generator. It has running water. It has electricity, obviously, and it has air conditioning. So it has all the things. And I have used all the things at some point. We did use AC 2 evenings just to cool it off, and then I have definitely had the heat on several nights.
Here's just a quick peek into our days. I love the kitchen, as I said, and the oven was also convective and had an air fryer. So cool. I ate most of my meals outside because the weather was honestly perfect, but both Lexi and I did enjoy hanging out in the van as well. Before I share some of our favorite adventures, here are a few insights on my learning curve for driving the van.
People always ask, like, is it hard to drive? Um, no, is the answer, but it's different. And it definitely took me a day or so to get used to it. It is a little overwhelming at first because you sit up so much higher and your vehicle doesn't really have a front to it. So it feels a little bit overwhelming. And there's just a lot going on. You're kind of driving a little house around on some level. Things rattle a little bit and and it's just me. So I'm like, what was that noise? Is that okay? Did something fall? It's all been fine. And then on the outside, of course, then you have to learn things like how to drain the dirty water and how to add more water and how to connect to the electricity externally, how to turn the propane on. It just feels overwhelming at first. For me, it felt a little overwhelming, but once I got the hang of it, now I'm good. It was extra careful driving. You feel like you're going a lot faster than you are. I will say that I did need to drive on the highways some, and I didn't love that experience. Idaho was very windy going north and south, and I just felt like I was shaking, and I didn't love that. But if you're not on a highway and not trying to go 80 miles an hour, then it really isn't an issue at all.
Of course, the van was just part of the adventure. The real joy was where it allowed us to go. Our 10-day tour took us from Salt Lake City east into the Uinta Mountains, where I spent our first night just getting used to everything and then having a fantastic night of sleep. It honestly took me a few days to remember that I didn't need to set up a tent every day. A happy thought. We spent a lot of time lounging in our campsite in the morning, and I found that having so many amenities meant so much more free time. Lexi loves the water more than anything, and we were never far from a good stream or lake. We spent a ton of time hiking and exploring directly from wherever we were staying. I kept to either state parks or national forest campgrounds. The prices are reasonable, especially national forests. Often they're less than $20. They have hosts, which I always appreciate, decent facilities, which honestly I didn't really need much, and plenty of easily accessible trailheads. There's nothing like pulling into a beautiful spot in the late afternoon, setting up dinner, and knowing that this little van is home. One of the things I really love about traveling solo, whether it's in a van like this, or it's just a day trip, or it's a whole month on the road, it's the freedom to go at my own pace, follow my curiosity, and discover those little moments of wonder along the way. If you've been thinking about trying something like this, I've created a free guide called the Going Solo Quick Start Guide, and it's designed to help you start planning your own adventure with plenty of tips and encouragement that make the whole idea feel a lot less intimidating. I'll leave the link below in the description so you can grab it, and it's totally free. Okay, so I have to say that God was good to me on this trip. Camping in some of the weather that I experienced in those 10 days would have been less than ideal in a tent.
And we didn't get heat. We got freezing temperatures. We had one night where there was a lot of snow. Absolutely beautiful. Seeing the fresh powder in June over the valleys and into trees, the lodgepole pines and everything. It was like God just took confectioner's sugar and just shook it all over the place, and it was just breathtaking. Another favorite place was Redfish Lake in Idaho. We stayed there for a few days. Absolutely gorgeous. Any place, you can tell I love mountains, lakes, streams, lots of hiking. Lex and I did a lot of hiking. I would try to wear her butt out by about 10 a.m. every morning, and then she was ready to just sleep the rest of the day, get a swim in, and then she would be good to go. This has been a wonderful opportunity for me. I really have loved I've learned a lot about van life, I guess. And it's been a lot of fun. I don't know that I'm ready to have a van like this myself, this size. I think if I did it, I would want something smaller just because of the way I travel. But I have loved all the conveniences for sure. I have loved not, freezing. I've loved not getting wet. I've loved, just not being super hot. Like all the conveniences of home. It does feel like cheating a little bit though. So
Would I do it again? 100%. While there were new things to think about and learn, it paled in comparison to all the fun, the amenities, and the cozy comfort of a warm bed, refrigeration, heat and air conditioning, not to mention safety. So what about you? Is renting a camper van on your bucket list? Or maybe it's just on your I'm ready to do it now list. RoadSurfer has given me a discount code just for my viewers, so lucky you. For 12% off your rental, use code WONDERBING11 at checkout. I'll put the RoadSurfer link below, and then this offer is only good on rentals reserved by August 31st of this month. So you can take the trip later, but you need to reserve by the end of August 2025. If this video has been helpful to you, please consider subscribing to the channel and check out this playlist that is packed full of solo travel inspiration. Wonderbing Travel seeks to equip and inspire women to experience wonder through purposeful and confident travel. I hope to see you on the road.